guys, welcome to Scott Family Homestead. We are hitting the busiest part of spring and I wanted to show you things are changing really fast around here. A lot of things have happened in the last week and so I just want to do a little update on our farm. If you are new here, we are first gen, kind of towing the line between homesteading and farming because we are running as a business now. I started Scott Family Homestead as a business about a year ago, and so we still primarily operate as a homestead. We're trying to get all of our systems to work together, the pigs, the cows, the chickens, the gardens, and so I'm going to show you kind of what we have going on here this spring and what our plans are. We have big plans for this year and it's very busy. So starting in here, we just had our seed swap, and so I am in the process of taking all of this down. I do love this seating area. It is very nice in here, but still cold outside. So it's in the 40s outside. We've been hanging out in here a lot, so I'm gonna leave this set up for a while. But the plan is to take up, these are pond liners, kind of like silage tarps, but they're a little thicker. Hopefully will last longer. This is our first year with them. We're gonna roll these up, but first, we've got an outdoor garden out here, and with that we need to till all of that up and then we'll put this on there. So all of this outdoor and the high tunnel was all hayfield, and we're still battling hay pretty good. So what we're doing right now, we're using the tarps and trying to knock weeds back a little bit, knock the grass back before we come in and till this. This will all have to be done with our small rotary tiller. The outside can be done with the tractor, thankfully. And then I have my little garden, which is starting to come together. I'm going to show you guys this. So if you were here the other day, you saw we have these little Amazon garden beds with our cattle panel trellises. We have our green stalks out here. And then out here I've got 4 of these Vego garden beds. The nice big ones are 17 inches tall. You can see a definite quality difference between the Amazon ones and the name brand. So we're gonna have this, each corner is gonna have a green stalk in it, and then we'll have another garden bed, a Vego garden bed over here. And then out here we also keep our rabbits for fertilizer once the time comes, and the other side is mirrored just like that. So we're gonna have the 4 big Vegos, these 2 smaller ones, and lots of growing space out here this year with the trellises and everything else. So very excited about that. I have a $10 off code for the green stalks if that's something you're interested. It's down in the description. We love them. We have 4 of them and it's going to be perfect in all 4 corners. And then out here, right now it's a sunflower field, but this is the part I'm talking about tilling. And then between here and the cow fence back there, all behind the high tunnel and everything, is all of our fruit trees. We're adding blueberries this year and hoping to expand on the fruit a little bit every year. So that's our big garden plans. If you are in our area, a really good thing to start now is your kales, your lettuces, your peas, any of your cool weather stuff. Temperatures are looking really good for that stuff, so you can either direct sow them outside. We are zone 4, northern Wisconsin, with a last frost date around the 25th of May, I believe. The 20-somethings of May. But things are looking pretty good. We have pulled all of our maple syrup taps because there are a lot of nights above freezing now, and the trees are budding out. So maple syrup is done. We ended up with about 4 gallons this year, which is the most we've ever done in one year, and it should last us about a year to 18 months on the syrup supply. So that is excellent. And I'm happy to have that project done, put behind us, because we got so many more things coming. Inside, we've got turkeys, we've got our dual purpose birds, I'll talk about those in a little bit, and we have some laying hens that are about to hatch, and some that are for sale that hatched in the last week or 2. I've got my chicken coop here. I cleaned the deep litter problem, which is a huge task. I love deep litter, but this time of year and in the fall when I have to scrape everything out of here and it is nasty, I regret it every time. And then I get done with it and I'm like, okay, it wasn't so bad. We'll keep doing deep litter. So this I have down to bare cement right now. We're gonna get some new bedding in here. Our poop boards were all scraped a day ago, believe it or not. This is how much they leave behind. We've got our brooder boxes in here. Under our roosts, we have a couple brooder boxes. We've got some of our Tractor Supply chicks in here. We typically buy about 10 new chickens every year to add to our flock to get some outside genetics in. So we've got some white leghorns, some barred rocks, and some golden laced Wyandottes. Our other brooder box is empty. It does have a divider in here that can come out so they could have the whole space. But I have 4 ducklings inside, and when they get big enough to come out, they'll go in this other brooder box for a little while before they join everybody else. So we like these because they can grow in here. We've got a heater in here, and then they are exposed to the rest of the flock, and they integrate really well when they get big enough that we just take the door off and they can go out with the flock. Really helps with integration because they've seen each other for weeks at that point. Got some loud ladies in here today. Currently getting between 2 and 3 dozen eggs a day. The farm stand is open and stocked pretty much every day now. And on the weekends we have all of our other stuff out there. So the pet treats, the soaps, salves, all that stuff. So.
It's castration day. Is that what they say on Frozen?
Is that a song?
Castration day. I don't know the song.
Our daughter's going through a major Frozen era. She is all about it. We are castrating pigs today. Do you have a bet in there already?
I do.
So we loaded up Mama. We are going through all the piglets, male and female. We're weighing them. The males are getting castrated. All of our feeder pigs are already sold, and so we are just finishing up the last couple weeks of growth and nursing on Mama. They will come off of Mama in probably about 2 weeks, and then wean, make sure they're healthy and good to go, and then they will go to their new homes to be raised as feeder pigs this year. We are not raising feeder pigs this summer. We're only doing breeding stock. We had sold our boar, Dozy, because we're keeping a couple of his daughters and we needed somebody new. We have been looking for a replacement boar for a long time now. The problem is I want to breed one of our younger pigs at about 8 months old, which is pretty standard for pigs, but Dozy was related and very big, and most of the boars I've been able to find, number one, the market for animals is crazy. I don't know if you guys have been trying to purchase animals or sell animals, but it is insane. So the boars that we were finding were, number one, really large, and number two, like $400 or $500. And we had sold Dozy for $250, and I was hoping to kind of just trade him out for somebody else for a similar price. It took a long time, but we got Dozy 2.0. He doesn't have a name yet. We picked him up yesterday. So he's back in here. Does not have a name yet. He's in a very muddy pen right now, but he was in a muddier, believe it or not, barn when we picked him up. He's a Hampshire cross. He's just like Dozy, but he's probably 100 to 200 pounds lighter than Dozy was, and unrelated to our girls, so it's a perfect match. And now we just have to pick which gilt we're gonna keep out of our bigger pigs here. I think I know which one I want, but I'll show you them next. He's a little timid. He's getting used to us, but he's got the feeder split with the other pigs. He can see them through the fence. We are putting a bale of hay down here, a big round bale. We're gonna split between these guys so that they can dry out a little bit. It's wet, it's muddy. The pigs love the mud, but I don't like it. And it gets stinky, and I don't like when they're just sinking down into mud like this. So we're gonna get a whole lot of hay put down. We had originally put one over here, a big bale. They eat the hay as well. They ate through a lot of this one. They've got a big nest built over here. So these guys, we have 7 of these guys left. These were our fall piglets. They're growing pretty good. They're somewhere in the 150 plus range weight-wise. And they're going to the butcher at the end of May, but I am going to keep 1, maybe 2 of the girls. I'm still trying to decide who exactly to keep. So let's see, in here, this orange striped one right here is the girl I'm kind of leaning towards keeping. Otherwise, let's see, that's a boy. We got this little pink one right here. She's kind of a cutie. Doesn't really fit the look of the Tamworth that we're trying to keep the genes for. And then there's an all orange one. An all orange one. That's also a girl. So I'm trying to decide between those. I think I'm gonna go with the striped lady. She's got the Tamworth genes and the Hampshire genes pretty strong there. And then we'll breed her to our new man probably in about a month. We're not gonna put them in together right away. And then we have the 9 little piglets that we're processing today, kind of working through, and they're going up on the high and dry part over here. Once they're castrated, we want them out of the wet barn. The barn's not too bad, but we're having to clean it out like every couple days, pull everything out of there. With 10 pigs in there, it gets crazy really fast. So we're hoping to not have to keep cleaning that out. We're gonna put them up on our other pig pasture that's nice and dry while they heal up from castration and all that and get ready to go to their new homes. I mentioned we only have 7 of our big feeders, our fall feeders. That's because we sold 3 of them this week. They went to a new home, and so we lightened our load on that pasture a little bit too, which is nice. Now in here, our barnyard, we just have our little steer, Doug, and our little bottle baby, Fen. So we put the band on him yesterday. I shouldn't say we. Ryan wrestled him and put the band on him. So he's gonna be a steer. Our little Fen, he's still bottle feeding. And so these are our meat guys. We also had Hazel and Basil in here, and we castrated Fen and we were thinking about it with Basil, and we weren't really sure. Somebody had offered to buy him, and so we were kind of contemplating like maybe we just sell him. So Ryan was checking him out yesterday and realized Basil's not a boy. Basil's a girl. So Basil and her mom are staying here. We now have 5 low-line females. Keep all of them and breed them as mamas and kind of grow our herd, which is what we're kind of hoping for. We bought Hazel and Juniper as pregnant mamas, and we were kind of hoping for heifers so that we could grow that herd. Things are nutty right now. To buy a calf is like $1,000. It's kind of insane. And so keeping them as mamas and being able to keep producing our own stock right here is awesome. So that leaves us, I'm really glad we bought Fen because he's our only steer this year to grow out, and it takes about 2 years. So you're always looking 2 years ahead, making sure that we're thinking ahead 2 years and we've got enough meat to provide for our customer base and for ourselves. And so we've got Doug, we've got Fen, we got the next couple years taken care of. We've got Alder headed to the butcher at the beginning of May. Kind of a smaller steer, but he will fill the freezer nicely. We're almost out of beef, so that'll be really nice. This is a time of year when we do a lot of shifting. We're shifting a lot of animals around. We're moving pigs. Moved Hazel and Basil out to that field over there. But the 2 fields that we have right now cannot sustain the number of cows we have. We have 13 cows now, and we only have about 4 acres fenced in at the moment. Maybe a little more, 5 or 6 acres. So we gotta get these guys off of here, plant some of this that's really dug up with new seed. So Alder will be gone, we'll be down to 12. But our plan on this field here, it stretches back behind the high tunnel. It's nice and big. This is just gonna be for our dairy girls. I'm not entirely sure if we're gonna keep both. So if anybody's looking for a Jersey heifer, she should be bred to Digger here and due, we think, in July. Kind of contemplating selling Rory. We're not sure if we really want to milk 2 cows, especially because Rosie, our new Jersey, she is a big producer. So we don't really need more than 4 gallons a day. And so we're gonna have to see about that. Rosie has really nice teats, but she was machine milked before, so we have to make sure that she handles hand milking and that she calf shares well, because to be on our farm, those are the 2 things that we really need from our dairy cows. And so we're gonna see how she does with all that, and then make a decision on who stays and who goes. If Rory is anything like her mom, she's gonna have small teats, and that makes things a little bit more difficult. On our other field over here, we got all of our mamas right now. So we've got Juniper, Hazel, their babies. We have Martha out there, and then we have Maggie. She is our low-line Angus cross. Again, kind of throwing around the idea of selling her. We can't breed her to Digger because that's her sire. So we thought about selling her, but the market is so crazy that I don't know. I don't even know where to price her. She's a mini. She's worth a lot of money. But I'm just not really wanting to let her go right now either. So still throwing around the idea of what to do with Maggie. When we get our new field way out, it's gonna be a lot bigger. We're gonna put all the mamas out there. It'll be breeding time. So we'll put all the mamas out there, and we'll put Digger out there. And on this field over here, where we have all the mamas now, will be where all the babies end up once they're weaned. So the young ones can all be together over here, and then by the house we'll have our dairy. So that's the plan on moving cows. It's gonna be a really big investment to have somebody come and fence acreage for us. We wanted to do it ourselves. Well, I wanted to do it myself. Ryan works full-time, and I did this field over here and the pig pasture out there, but it was extremely taxing and took a long time, and I need to get cows out of here quicker than what I could probably do it myself while running the business and raising the kids and doing all the things, because they're coming home from school soon. I'm gonna have all 4 kids here all the time. So we had to consider hiring some help for that. Right now they're weighing all the piglets, and they're weighing in pretty good. I mean, 20 pounds is pretty good for their age. Pigs always squeal like crazy when you pick them up. We have a little sling that hangs on a scale, and so we can weigh them pretty easily, pretty harmless. They're starting to eat grain. They're doing good. That's what you want to see with your piglets. Make sure that they're eating good before you send them home. They will fill lots and lots of bellies. And then I don't have to grow them all out this year because we have so many other things happening. Can't do it all. All right. So my turkeys are inside because they are really finicky. They are hard to keep alive when they are chicks. In the garage, I've got my dual purpose. So these are Delawares. Primarily white birds with a little bit of black on them. They've got a lot of heat out here right now. They're doing really good. We've lost a couple. The turkeys, we've lost a few. We're gonna have to call about the turkeys and see what to do about that because they died very quickly as soon as we got them. Turkeys are hard to keep alive because they need heat, but not too much heat. They have a lot of difficulty with shipping stress, and so you have a higher mortality rate with turkeys than chickens. But this was a little bit more than I would have expected, and very quickly after we got them. So we're gonna see, a lot of times hatcheries will refund you or replace animals if you lose some. Right now we're at a pretty high percentage for how many we've lost of those. So we're gonna call them and see what we can do about that. But the dual purpose are doing really good. If you guys saw my dual purpose video from last year, a couple years ago we decided to get into dual purpose chickens. What we ended up doing was getting a hybrid. We raised it out, it grew great meat and good layers, and so we thought it was a really good fit for us when we actually bred them back and hatched them out the next year, we got a kaleidoscope of colors and sizes, and it did not breed true because it was a hybrid. Now, I got a lot of criticism about that on that video for not assuming they would come out differently. However, I did assume that they had crossed two fairly similar breeds, and that if you bred them back, you'd get a lot of similar characteristics. But it turns out it has to be two breeds that are very different in a lot of aspects, and when you cross them, they make a nice dual-purpose bird. But when you get the recessive genes out of it that you're not expecting, it's totally different. So we decided to redo our dual-purpose project. We got a purebred that will breed true, hopefully. The plan with this, we ordered 100 of them. Our plan is to butcher some of the roosters in the fall. We are going to sell some of the hens for laying hens. We did that with our other hybrids as well, or other dual purpose in the fall when people are looking for hens that are ready to lay. They sell really well. And then we're going to keep a breeding flock of these. We're going to keep some of the biggest hens and a couple of the biggest roosters over winter, and those we will breed hopefully to have more meat birds next year. These guys will live in our chicken trailer. It's like a very large chicken tractor, but it's on a trailer base, basically a coop. And we'll be able to move them around all of the different pastures. They can come through behind the cows. They'll break up cow patties. They'll eat extra grain that was undigested. They will free range a lot. They'll be really healthy free range birds, and we'll be able to keep them separate from the rest of our flock so that when the time comes, they can breed true. So that's the plan. We'll see how this one turns out. I'll link my video about our dual purpose and what we learned last time in the description. This is a big project for us, and I'm hoping it works and pays off. I would have done dual purpose last year, but Ryan had a health issue and we had to make some cuts, and our dual purpose flock is the one that really got cut last year. So I'm excited to start this up again. The idea is to have a self-sustaining meat flock that also provides eggs. Instead of buying the Cornish cross and instead of buying a bunch of new layers and everything, obviously, you're going to have some gene issues if you just keep inbreeding them, so you do need to add some genetics to your flock as things go on. It would be nice to just get a couple roosters every year that are Delawares and swap out the roosters, but we will see how all of that works out. There's a little bit of food security in having your own flock that grows a good amount of meat. These are not going to be the same as the Cornish cross, but they do grow large-bodied birds that do well in Wisconsin, well in the north, well in the cold. And I think this will be a really fun, exciting thing to grow out. So as first-generation homesteaders, a lot of this we're doing for the very first time. We're learning as we go, and it's been really fun to kind of start new projects and see how they carry out. And this is one that I'm really excited about this year. I do like the idea of having chickens in our pastures too. We've raised our meat birds like that before, and then we did our last batch of dual purpose like that, and it does help with the pasture quality and health, and so that's something we want to continue doing. But our regular laying hens don't spend a whole lot of time out in the pasture. So we can move these guys around. We'll put fencing around them, just temporary electric fencing that's movable around their coop so they've got a safe space, and then they'll be able to wander around, and we'll rotate them through the fields, and they'll get all kinds of goodies and help improve our pastures. Really excited to see how all of that works out. Otherwise, just kind of plugging along on things. Sold some animals, got some new animals, expecting some hatchlings. Rosie is supposed to have her baby sometime in the next 2 weeks. So we'll have milk coming in. That's when things get really crazy when you gotta milk twice a day. But we're really excited about that, welcoming her little baby, and just kind of doing the next thing. Springtime is crazy. Sometimes you just have to do what you gotta do. We got a big long list and we're just ticking things off as quickly as we can. This weekend it's pigs, and then a little bit of garden work, and we'll just move on to the next thing. Just keep on going. What are you guys up to this spring? Leave me a comment, let me know what you're up to, what your new projects are. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Please subscribe and keep in touch. We're so excited that you're here. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.